What's going on, NFL fans? It's Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, and on today's show, we're going to combine two of my favorite things. One, an NFL mock draft. The other, NFL trade rumors. So what you're going to see on today's show is a mock draft and the world that Deebo Samuel gets traded on draft night. Now, here's the thing. I am a very superstitious person, and if you're excited for the 2022 NFL Draft, I want you to go ahead and like the video right now, or else your team's going to have a bad season. So if you're excited for the draft, I don't know about y'all, man. I can't freaking wait. We're going to be live here for all 7 rounds, all 3 days. It's going to be a wild party at Chat Sports. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. So go ahead and like the video. Let's roll through now this NFL mock draft that I did on a simulator. The only thing that I personally did was make the trade for Deebo Samuel. So at number 1, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're going to go ahead and take Aidan Hutchinson, the edge rusher out of Michigan. At number 2, the Lions go Kayvon Thibodeaux. I wish sooner or later we could get some sort of different answer here with these top 2 picks. At number 3, Ikem Ekwonu, the offensive tackle from North Carolina State. You pair him next to Laramie Tunsil, and who knows, maybe Davis Mills will be halfway decent. At number 4, it's the New York Jets. And they're getting a little bit saucy here with Ahmad Gardner, one of the top cornerbacks in this year's class. He is my number 1 cornerback prospect and has been since January. At number 5, you got the New York Giants, and I love this pick for them. It makes a ton of sense. Neal, my top offensive tackle prospect out of Alabama. At number 6, it's Kenny Pickett. So I did a mock draft a few days ago, and the Panthers did a little bit of a trade for Kyler Murray, but there's been some rumors. In fact, Kyler Murray just tweeted out 100 in terms of response to the fact that the Cardinals aren't going to move him. So let's say they want a QB. This time they go ahead and get Kenny Pickett. At number 7, Travon Walker, the edge rusher here from Georgia. Good player. He's been really climbing up boards, though. There were some other players that I thought were better fits for the New York Giants. The Atlanta Falcons are on the clock. We know that they need a wide receiver. They've been looking for a Julio Jones replacement, and they thought it was going to be Calvin Ridley. Well, now they need a Calvin Ridley replacement. Go get yourself a very athletic receiver in Garrett Wilson. Number 9, it's the Seattle Seahawks. They're on the clock now because they traded away Russell Wilson, and they're going to go with Charles Cross, the offensive tackle from Mississippi State. Hey, man, Seattle needs to try to find another offensive tackle if you're not going to go out and bring back Dwayne Brown. And considering the fact that Drew Lock's your guy, somebody needs to go ahead and protect the blind side, which means the New York Jets are on the clock. But you know what? Here we go. It's time to get a trade going. The New York Jets, they receive Deebo Samuel, and they've been one of the teams that I think are the most linked to Deebo. They have the money, they have the draft capital, and they need to put some talent around Zach Wilson. The San Francisco 49ers, they get a first-round pick this year, number 10 overall, a third-round pick, number 69 overall, and the Jets selected Denzel Mims in round 2 just a few years ago. Let's go ahead, let's give the 49ers Denzel. Can add a little bit of speed to that offense. So what do y'all think here? Who wins the trade? Do you think it's the San Francisco 49ers? Go ahead and type SF. If you believe it's the New York Jets, type NYJ. From what it sounds like, Deebo's already requested a trade. He wants out. And if that's the case, maybe you try to go ahead and get what you can get. Let's now go to number 10, which means the 49ers, they traded away Deebo. They're on the clock, and I'm going to have the 49ers going with Tyler Linderbaum. I love Linderbaum. I think he's the best interior offensive line prospect. You know that Shanahan's going to want to run the football. Some people might think this is too early for a center, but personally, I just think Linderbaum is that good. The Commanders, they're going to go with Kyle Hamilton, and I've heard some rumors that he could slide out of the top 10. I understand he didn't have the best combine, but for Washington, you're trying to look for a Landon Collins replacement, and Kyle Hamilton can absolutely be that dude. At pick number 12 to the Vikings, and sorry, Vikings fans, it's Derek Stingley Jr. You guys probably at this point see Stingley in your dreams. Instead of counting lambs, you count Stingley's, the corner, one of my favorite prospects out of LSU. Now, I know I mentioned it at the top of today's show, but dude, we're going to be the number 1 most watched NFL draft coverage on YouTube. We're going to be partying. We're going to be having a good time, and we get the picks before you see them on television. So if you want to know the picks before you see them on TV, go ahead, subscribe, turn on those notifications. We're going to be live all 3 days, all 7 rounds, every single pick. I promise you, you're not going to want to miss it. At number 13 in our NFL mock draft featuring a Deebo Samuel trade, the Houston Texans, they're going to go ahead and select Drake London, the wide receiver out of USC. You already went ahead and got an offensive tackle. Well, now you got to continue to give Davis Mills more options. Yes, Brandon Cooks is good, but London's upside is absolutely there. The Baltimore Ravens, I understand they re-signed Calais Campbell, but in this mock, they're also going to go with Jordan Davis. Campbell's 36 years old. Jordan Davis is a big boy, and if you have both of those guys in your interior, that's going to be what you need in the AFC North. The Philadelphia Eagles, they have a need at edge rusher, and I don't know if I've seen Jermaine Johnson be mocked to Philadelphia all that much. I do like it. Johnson is another prospect that's really skyrocketed up some draft boards. The New Orleans Saints are on the clock right now, and they're going to go with Malik Willis, the quarterback out of Liberty. Personally, I believe Willis is going to be the very first quarterback that gets taken off the board, and if he's still available after pick number 8, there's going to be some NFL teams that get aggressive and could potentially try to trade up even higher so that way they can get their hands on Willis. At 17, the Los Angeles Chargers, they have a need at offensive tackle, and they're going to go ahead and address it with the top right tackle in this year's class with Trevor Penning. Number 18, Jameson Williams, he's going to go to the Philadelphia Eagles. If I was Philly and I was able to get Johnson and Jameson Williams, I'd be feeling pretty damn good about my draft, which means Williams off the board. The Saints, all right, now they're going to go with Chris Olave, so they took Malik Willis. You go with one of my favorite wide receiver prospects. Dude just gets open. You put him next to Michael Thomas, and you're putting your team in the right situation to win right away. Number 20, the Steelers need a quarterback, and they're going to go with Desmond Ridder here. So Ridder has already met with Mike Tomlin. He's already met with the Pittsburgh Steelers on a pre-draft visit. But if you've watched the show enough, you'll know I'm not a Ridder believer. So what are y'all's thoughts? Because this has been the most insane, most crazy off season that I have ever experienced at my time at Chat Sports and probably ever when considering trades. So the reason why I made this show is because I wanted to do a mock draft for y'all, but also wanted to be able to hit the rumors on Deebo and kind of get wild with the Deebo trade in this. So here's my question. I want you to name another star player that you think could end up getting drafted or traded on draft night. Number 21, the New England Patriots. They're going to go with Devin Lloyd, the linebacker out of Utah. He's the top linebacking prospect, and New England a lot of times just takes the best players available. Treylon Burks, another wide receiver off the board. Green Bay is going to try to replace Devontae Adams the best that they can. Burks, big outside receiver. Probably would be the number 1 next to Allen Lazard in that offense. Trent McDuffie, the cornerback out of Washington, really good coverage corner. He's going to go to the Arizona Cardinals. And then the Dallas Cowboys, you got to try to replace Connor Williams. Zion Johnson is a really good interior left guard out of Boston College. The tape is there. A good pass blocker, good run blocker. Would fit with what Dallas is definitely trying to do, which is still run the football with Zeke effectively, maybe even Pollard, and keep Dak Prescott upright. The Buffalo Bills, y'all are on the clock at number 25 in this NFL mock, and they're going to go with Andrew Booth Jr. Buffalo doesn't have a lot of needs. I still see their biggest team need, though, finding another corner next to Trey White, and Booth and Trey White would be a dynamic duo. The Tennessee Titans, they lost Saffold this offseason, so finding an interior offensive lineman is important, especially when you know that they're going to run the football. Kenyon Green is versatile, and he was versatile at Texas A&M, but after a bad pro day, he could actually fall out of round 1. George Karlaftis, number 27 here to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Karlaftis has been a very intriguing prospect to me. When the whole draft process started, he was going in the top 15. He continues to slide, and not that edge isn't a big need for the Bucs, but I see them just doing this one because he was the best player on the board. Number 28, it's Devonta Wyatt. The Packers, not only have they lost a lot of pieces on offense, they've lost a lot of pieces on defense. So you need to try to bulk up that defensive line. Why not go out and get the other great defensive tackle from Georgia? Before I show you guys the last 4 picks here, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, at Mitchell Renz 365, and I'm always trying to keep you guys up to date. NFL news, Raiders content, fantasy football. Also, a lot of times you can get a behind-the-scenes look at what Chat Sports is, what we do, and how much fun we have. Let's go to the final 4 picks here of this mock draft. The Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to go ahead and select Jahan Dotson. Here's your Tyreek Hill replacement. And if you have Dotson, you have McCole Harbin. It's a lot of speed to go around. Chiefs back-to-back picks here. They're going to go with Boye Mafe, the edge rusher out of Minnesota. At number 31, the Cincinnati Bengals. They're going to go with Daxton Hill, safety from Michigan, whose draft stock is really rising. And then rounding out my mock draft featuring a Deebo Samuel trade, the Detroit Lions, they go ahead and they select Matt Corral. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go quick little recap through all 32 of the picks in this mock, and then I'm essentially at the end going to ask you guys to go ahead and grade it. So Jack, you can just roll through these. It's totally fine. If you made it this far in the video, we're doing something right here at Chat Sports. Not only do we keep you guys up to date, news, rumors, draft topics, trade rumors, we're also an interactive YouTube channel. So if you like what you saw today, you're going to absolutely love what you see on draft night. It's another reason to hit that subscribe button and another reason to go ahead and like the video, because remember, if you don't, your team's going to have bad luck. So let's go. Let's get down in the comments section. Grade this mock draft with the Deebo trade. A, you absolutely love it. B, it's good. C, it was okay. D, you didn't like it. F, you effing hated it.